Hi, I'm Linda and this is the Feel Good Garden. I've been down collecting bark and I've put some down over the old pathway because we're starting to look a little bit tired and some weeds were starting to poke through. So I've barked that. There's a lot of leaves in between it, but it's fine. And I've made a new pathway along here in between the cabbage brassica bed and brassicas I planted yesterday. I planted more sprouts. So let me show you me planting the sprouts yesterday. Yesterday, I also planted some dwarf beans. It's really busy yesterday. And here I am planting the dwarf beans. These dwarf beans I've started to lay out are the ones I grew in the guttering. And on plot 1, I also planted some more cabbages and unknown brassicas. They were, you know, when you shift things around and you don't label, well, you don't transfer the labels or write enough labels. We got some mystery brassicas as well. So I put those over on plot 2. So my plan of action now is to carry on with the bark. I've got a few bags there, not sure how far they're going to go. So I'm going to put some along the pathway in between the slabs. And I'm going to put some along by where the strawberry bed is. And some along this pathway by here. And then if I've got any left over, I'll put some at the bottom. But I'm not even sure if I'm going to have enough for that, to be honest. So let's get cracking and see how far I get, and before the rain starts. We've had lovely weather lately, haven't we? But it's clouding over a bit now, so Don't mind a little bit of rain though to water the allotment. Saves the watering job, doesn't it? Right then, let's get on with it. Doug's been down today digging up the rest of the potatoes because sadly the ones we had were all showing signs of blight. Doug's been digging up these strawberries and they were by here, by the new strawberry bed that Doug made. And he's dug them up from the ground and we've been down collecting bark and he's made a little pathway along here. That's most of the plot done now. Still bits and bobs to be done here and there, but I'm really pleased with it. Let me show you. So that's the bit that I just did. That's the pathway I did in between the pathway. So I walk up here. I did along there by the new strawberry bed. And of course there's a new pathway behind there as well. And I've done up here. Right to the end there. I only needed a thin layer because we already had bark underneath, but it needed freshening up. So I'm really pleased with that. There we are, right to the end there, and a new pathway there. There's still bits and bobs to do, but overall, not too bad, eh? I can just feel it starting to rain now, so just in time. I'm loving all the flowers I see around the allotments. I've got those by there. These are coming up by here. We've got the mocky wood on the archway. And we've got some on plot 2. I don't know if you can see those there. We've got these on plot 2. There's some over there on other people's plots. Look at these teddy bear sunflowers. They're absolutely stunning, aren't they? They're really big as well. They're on Cheryl's plot. And through the archway here, Cheryl tells me these ones here, look at all that one is there. These are volunteer sunflowers. She didn't even plant those. And I can see one there in the background. Fabulous. These Statice plants, I just love them. I've already made a start and I've picked some already. So I'm going to pick some more now. Best time to pick them if you're going to dry them is when they're fully open because they dry better then. So let's get on with that then. The stems are lovely and long on there. They make nice cut flowers as well, but my intention is to dry these ones. If you are doing them for cut flowers, you're better off not cutting them when they're fully open, but allow them to open a little bit. but usually when you cut them for drying, they don't really open much more. Right then, any more by here? Been and pulled that plant up. Hopefully I can replant it. It's just, tuck them in because the others is a bit shorter than the other ones. Never mind, I'll replant it in a minute. And here they are, a lovely mixed bunch of Statice. This Calendula, even though it looks pretty, it's gone quite scraggy. So I'm going to deadhead it. Normally I'd wait and let all the seeds go brown, the seed heads go brown. But I'm going to cut them off. I'm going to pop them in a bucket and see how they go really. Try and plant them somewhere else. The ones that's brown, I know they're ripe to go. So anyway, let's cut them off and tidy it up. What I'll do, I'll cut the heads off first, and then I'll go back over and cut out the scrawny stems, and hopefully it'll look a little bit better then. By deadheading flowers, very often get a second flush anyway, so might get some more flowers coming back. Next year we're going to be moving this flower bed from the edge of the pathway here, and we're going to move it into the middle of the allotment, because we actually, although it does attract the pollinators in, they could just fly off and go somewhere else. So by putting them in the middle of the plot, you've got more chance of them staying on your own plot really. And it's great to have the pollinators and, you know, pollinate your fruit and your veg. So there's the Calendula seed heads. That's where I cut the seed heads off. Now I thought they would look a bit tidier, but I'm not sure really, because those seed heads hide in a multitude of sins, because there's a load of mildew going on here on the stems and the brown leaves. I've taken a load off, but there's still some down there. But it will allow the seedlings to come up in between. And from a distance, it looks absolutely fine. I managed to pick up some cheap log roll yesterday from Facebook Marketplace. Only, £20 for 3 nice sections. And they're the right height, the same height as the strawberry bed that Doug just made. So what we're thinking is we're going to do a herb bed along here. Well, Doug's going to make it. We're going to do a herb bed along here. So we'll dig up the strawberries this year and some of the mint and move this to where the blue water butt is by there. So we're going to then move the blue water butt over with the other blue water butt over there. And I think that'll look quite nice and tidy along here. Be nice to have a little herb bed. I'm loving these crimson flower broad beans. I think they look really pretty. And I'm hoping we're going to get some broad beans on before the season finishes. But sadly, I've noticed some rust on the leaves. Now, my thought is, if I cut it off, will I be able to save the broad beans and actually get some broad beans on here? So I think I'll cut off the leaves with the rust on, and fingers crossed it'll work. What's your thoughts on that? Do you think I can save them now, or is it a bit too late? they look nice now, and they look nice wherever. I'm quite happy to just look at them, to be honest, but broad beans would be a nice bonus. The poor broad beans are looking a bit baldy now, but never mind. And these are the leaves I've collected, and this is what the rest look like. So please leave a comment if you think they'll survive or not. Thank you. I've got a little bed of sweet corn here. There's not many, but you know, it's enough. And I've got some of your bog standard sweet corns here. And then there's the multicoloured ones by there. Now, some people say you shouldn't mix the two for some reason. I'm not sure what. If you know, please leave it in the comments. But I think the schools are, because other people are saying it doesn't really matter. So I've never grown the multicoloured one before. They came in I bought some in Aldi's, I think it was, because I hadn't got around to sowing mine. So I bought some in Aldi's, and they came like that, you know, 50-50. So I thought, oh, that looks interesting. So I just planted them, but since then I've heard that you shouldn't really plant them together. So anyway, I have, so we'll see how it goes. The cobs are starting to form nicely anyway, so fingers crossed they'll be okay. While there was a nice lot of bark there, I thought I'd redo the pathways and put some bark on there so they look good with a freshen up, don't they? I'm really pleased with how the plot is looking nice and tidy. Talking of having a freshen up, this is the back of the polytunnel. Is a right mess, and that's not too bad by there, but it could do with some bark just to finish off that plot by there. So I'll need to move everything out of the way and put the bark down, and it'll be all prim and proper then. While I'm doing this section over here, before I lay the bark, this could do with a good cut back, this lemon verbena. It's seen better days. And other things need cutting back as well. This chard's gone to seed, going to seed, and you can hardly see the sage that's in amongst there. So I'm going to cut it all back and give it a bit of a tidy up. I'll do a little bit of weeding as well. Right, let's see how that goes. Rather than use secateurs, I thought I'd use the shears. It'll be quicker. It'll grow back anyway. It might seem a bit severe. I've just found a label. Sunflower Russian giant. Well, that didn't happen. Totally disappeared. Well, today I received a lovely delivery of these lovely signs. Aren't they great? And they were done by another plot holder called Colin. And he's got a plot somewhere over there. And yeah, we've been having a lovely chat. So it's him and his partner, Mark, that do the engraving. And they do all sorts, not just engraving, they make things. They've got a Facebook page. So I'll put a link in the description of their Facebook page. They do all sorts. There's loads of things on there. I'm sure you'll feel really inspired by that. So anyway, I've stuck this Feel Good Garden Cafe sign up by there. And it needs fixing permanent, really. But I've just stuck it up there with a bit of gaffer tape for now. So I'm going to decide where to put the others. And I just love them. I think they're brilliant. Their business is called 445 Engraving and Woodworking. So thanks very much, Colin. Great chatting to you today. Danny gave us 2 of these lovely rusty birds. Oh, ages ago, a few months ago actually. And I lost one in the shed. I couldn't find it anywhere. So I put the one up. It's been on its own for ages. So I thought when I find the other one, I'll put it on this post, and I found it. Now this one is not as rusty as that one now, because that's been there for a few months. So I can pop this one on here now. So it's like a screw on there, and you just press it in and just turn it around like that, and should go all the way down. Perhaps I need to press a bit harder. We get there in a minute. So I'll have that one facing in this way, and I'll have that one in there. It's nice to have a pair at last. Oh. There we are. My pair of birds. Thank you for all the comments on my last video about the tomatoes. Oh, I was devastated when I saw it. I thought it was blight. And most of you have said, no, Lind, it's not blight. They're probably lacking in something. Thank goodness. Whew. Anyway, come and have a look how my tomatoes are doing since my last video. I'm really chuffed with them. Come and have a look. We've got some nice firecracker ones coming along there. There's quite a few tomatoes on there, so chuffed with those, despite me taking the leaves off. And these ones here are Atomic Fusion. We haven't had any ripe ones of those yet, but they are coming along nicely. There we are, all the way to the top actually, all the way to the top. And down here we've got another firecracker. We've got a couple of ripe ones on there. And there's a few in there going on as well. This one here is a man tomato. And we've got a few in there. So they're coming on. Great. And this one, I can't see a label for that. We're not sure what this one is. Any ideas? Whatever it is, it's coming along nicely. Plenty of green tomatoes on there. That one here, oh, look at the size of that. That's a cold flame, a flame tomato. They're coming along nicely there. That one at the back, what is that? It's an unknown variety, but it was one that I grew from seed, and I'm not sure what variety it is, but it was one of the early ones I grew. This one here, well, Barry's Crazy Cherry. It's gone crazy, look. And I've had to support the branch. It's really heavy. I've had to support the branch with the buckets, look, because I was afraid we were breaking off. It's only a little stem. So, what have we got here? Flame tomatoes again. Oh, look at those. They're coming great as well. Not many on there, but, you know, the nice big ones. Now these ones are crimson blush. Now you can grow these outdoors and they're supposed to be blight resistant. I grew these myself from seed, so I'm proud of these ones. We haven't had any red ones yet, but they're coming along nicely. There's 3 plants in here altogether. So there we are, coming along lovely. So let me show you my other tomatoes. Before I show you my tomatoes, I've just noticed a couple of cucumbers come in here. And I thought I'd show you those as well. Pleased with those. There's also a little cucumber coming there. And a little baby one by there, growing on the shelf. I've just noticed another one coming there. Lovely, won't be long, we'll be picking those. These tomatoes here are the Crimson Crush ones off Johnny. Johnny also gave us another tomato plant, but he wasn't sure what variety. And that's it there. Does anyone know what variety that one is? It's like a really deep, almost black purple colour tomato. And then here we've got some sun baby tomatoes that I grew from seed. They've got a little tiny tomato, so hopefully they'll come along. Now these 2 tomatoes, there's one here, just starting to have a tomato on it there. And also, I don't think that one's got any tomatoes on it yet. They're the crimson blush ones I've got in the Polytunnel. But these have been going outdoors, so they're not as big as the ones in the Polytunnel. So it just goes to show how much better they do grow in the Polytunnel. Now these 6 tomato plants here are the sun baby tomatoes I grew from seed, and we've got some tomatoes on there, and they're coming really good considering that they're not really outdoor tomatoes, and they were free seeds from a gardening magazine. So let's go and check on the ones down the bottom there. Now these were the scrawny ones I put in, the leftover tomatoes, but some of them are starting to perk up, and they're definitely bigger than when I put them in. So whether we'll have tomatoes on there or not, I don't know. Do you remember me growing carrots in these tubs? Well, they were coming lovely, and then all of a sudden they just bolted, and lovely flowers, but they bolted. I didn't have any carrots off them whatsoever. I don't know where I went wrong, but I obviously went wrong somewhere. And so what I've decided to do now, because I do need to sort this carrot mess out now, so I'm going to take some of the seed heads off there. And that one, it looks ripe for picking. Oh, let me show you. And I think I might have a few seeds on those too there. So I saved these paper bags. This one is an old Subway bag, and I'm always recycling. So I'm going to pop them in there. I'm going to cut off some of the seed heads that look pretty ripe and pop them in the bag. Some of them that are not quite ripe, they'll dry out, but I won't pick the ones that's too fresh. There's quite a few on here. One day I might have some luck with carrots. Tell me your secrets, please. Oh, God. Some people grow them so easily, you know, but I've never had any luck with carrots, not yet anyway. But I live in hope. So I'll cut off a few more of these, and then I'm going to tidy this bit up then. I'll put the rest on the compost heap. That's all they're good enough for now. Oh, poor things. The compost heap soon fills up this time of year, doesn't it? We put the lemon verbena on there and the chard, and now I'm going to pop on the the carrots. The lemon verbena I cut off, the chard, and now the carrots. It's better really if you chop them up, but I'm not going to do that. I'm a lazy composter. They do break down quicker though if you cut them, so I should do that really, but never mind. They'll all break down in the end, won't they? Just have to be a bit more patient. Right, there's a polythene. Let's stick the polythene back on there now. This keeps the moisture in and helps it to break down quicker. Oh yeah. Well, you never guess what I found after telling you that I've never grown carrots. I didn't find many, but I found some carrots. Have a look. They're only small, but they're still carrots. But I can grow carrots after all. So that's what was the herb bed tidied up now. Soon to be something else. I guess most of these herbs will be dug out of here and we'll go in the new raised bed that Doug's going to be constructed soon. While I'm here, I thought I'd pick some stage for Doug to do some stuffing. He does a nice stuffing. And this is coming along nicely. I didn't realise how big it had grown. It was only a cutting. So that should be plenty really, shouldn't it? There we are. I pruned the sage as well. I'm Linda and this is the Feel Good Garden.